For this problem, I'm going to show two different ways to solve it that are both pretty common. First method would be to get rid of the 4 on the left by subtracting 4 on both sides. When you get that, you keep the 2/7 x. The sign doesn't change. This would be negative 14, not negative 6 or positive 6, but negative 14. And then from here, there's lots of things you can do. You can multiply by 7. You can multiply, so I can multiply both sides by 7. Some students multiply by the reciprocal, 7 over 2. And other students might actually divide by 2/7. It does not matter which one you do. Okay, they should all work as long as you do them correctly. I'm going to go ahead and multiply by 7 on both sides. And when I do that, 2/7 times 7, that's just going to give me 2x. I do not need to flip the sign because I multiplied by a positive, negative 98. And then I'm going to divide both sides by 2. So that's x. Again, I do not flip the sign because I'm dividing by a positive 2, negative 49. Now I'll show you the other way to solve it. Some people don't like fractions at all, so they might actually choose to multiply by 7 right away. But when they do that, you have to multiply everything by 7. So this would be 2x plus 28 is less than or equal to negative 70. I didn't have to switch the sign because I multiplied by a positive. Subtract 28. And I get 2x. No need to switch the sign because I subtracted. Divide by 2. No need to switch the sign because I divided by a positive. Okay. Again, we're going to check our work. Super important to check our work. So if I look at my graph, what I think is going to happen is I would assume that there's going to be a number line at negative 49, couple numbers to the right. Make sure when you're dealing with negative numbers and you go to the right, you get closer to 0 as you go that way. So according to this, because this is a greater than or less than or equal to sign, I would use a solid circle. And this says my solutions are less than or equal to negative 49. So I would go this direction. Now I want to check that. So to do that, to check my work, I have to check two things. I want to make sure that this number is right. And the way I check to see if that number is right, to make sure my dot's in the right spot, is I want to make sure the left and the right side of the equations are equal. So I'm going to plug that negative 49 into right there. 2/7 times negative 49 plus 4. I want to know if that's equal to negative 10. So negative 14 plus 4, that does equal negative 10. So I know my dot's in the right place. If I want to make sure that my arrow is in the right place, I would pick a solution from that side, like maybe negative 56. That would be a good one to check. And when I check negative 56, when I'm checking my arrow, that's when I actually check to see if the inequality is right or not. Here I get negative 12 is less than or equal to negative 10, and negative 12 is less than negative 10 because it's further to the left. So that way I know that this is the right answer and this is the right graph. Did everything correct.